Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I want it to be the very first recipe that I did, something very simple but super delicious. And it is these chocolate chip muffins that my son loves. This recipe is great if you want to put anything in it. Chocolate chips is something that he loves. He's a chocoholic, but I've done it with sprinkles and chocolate too. Sprinkles and chocolate, sprinkles by itself. You can put nuts, you can put cranberries, you can put a lot of things into these muffins. First we start with a cup of sugar, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add some softened butter, about 6 ounces of it, so, or 3/4 of a cup. Now I use very high quality butter in all my bakes, and honestly in almost everything that I bake or that I cook. Why? Because it makes a difference. This is Kerrygold. It has a high content of fat, and everything comes out with a lot more flavor. In the other butters, you have a lot more content of milk solids, so it just makes it a little different taste. Let's put it that way. This is more of a pure butter. Okay, so I'm gonna get this creamed up really well. All right, it takes a while to cream it, but it's a very important step. A lot of people miss it. It's a very important step because it integrates some air and fluffiness into the whole mix. If not, it can be pretty dense because, you know, let's face it, butter is going to be pretty dense. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one egg at a time. Okay, I have 2 eggs right here. So you put one right there. Another one as soon as it has been, first one has been integrated. And now comes the vanilla. Now I don't measure vanilla because I think vanilla extract, and it has to be pure vanilla extract, is a very flavorful compound. And I know, you know, the extracts has a pretty high content of alcohol, but I feel like, oops, that was, see, one of those issues that happens with butter hands. So anyways, the vanilla, I don't measure really because a lot of the recipe says 1 teaspoon. Well, what's 1 teaspoon in a whole 12 muffins? Not that much. So I want a pretty prominent flavor. Vanilla is gonna make sure that the chocolate, it's enhancing flavor as well. So, and goes. Now once it's like this, you know, I have 2 cups of flour right here with some baking powder, baking soda, and some salt. Salt is used in baking. It's very important because it balances it out with the sweetness. If you don't do salt, everything falls as a flavor flat. It is too sweet. There's nothing to balance that sweetness. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start and end with flour. And over here I have sour cream mixed with a little bit of milk. Now instead of using milk like in a lot of recipes, I'm using sour cream because the acidity of the sour cream is going to make sure that these are going to come out light and fluffy because it's going to interact with the baking powder and the baking soda. Acid, if you have never done these experiments, if you put it in a glass of baking powder, it's going to make sure that it's just like foams up and it's like goes everywhere. It's a really cool experiment to do with the kids. But this is really what you can see the interaction is, the acid with the baking powder into the flour mixture. So I put half of this, then the whole entire sour cream milk, and then the other half, and then we're done mixing. It's that easy. About half. Okay, all of the sour cream milk mixture right here, all of it. Now I'm a stickler for scraping the bowl, scraping all the ingredients, and it is more so to not waste but also when I'm dealing with baking, I feel like the exactitude of the measurements and what you do with them, it's very important. A few rounds of mixture. I don't want to overmix it because when you overmix flour, it gets quite gluey. You develop the gluten and then it just gets very elastic. So I'm going to stop right there. As it comes to the mix, I haven't mixed it very well all the way. Again, I do not want this to get all elastic, so I'm gonna do the rest of the mixing. I'm gonna do it with the spatula. Okay. It's a quite dense mixture at the beginning. Again, once the acidity reacts with the baking soda, it's gonna get pretty airy and light. Lots of air. But I don't want it to get really elastic and gloppy and be even more difficult to get that air working on it. All right, so now it's mixed. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my chocolate. Now my son loves chocolate. This is a 12-ounce packet, and I normally put about half a packet. So that will be about 6 ounces, kind of about here. And this, by the way, is my favorite chocolate. It's a Guitar semi-sweet chocolate. Guitar is my favorite US made chocolate. Definitely great for baking. And they have, now in the stores, they have so many different kinds of chocolate. They have some that they're specific on where the chocolate or the cocoa beans come from, and that gives it some subtleties to the chocolate. So now what I do is we're gonna have to put it in, we put it into the baking pan. I have it right here. So now I have silicone baking pan, and these are quite large muffins, okay? These are not cupcakes, these are quite large muffins. That's why there's about, there's 6 in each pan and I have 2. So it's gonna make 12. But believe me, it's gonna be pretty large ones, okay? So what I do for ease of portioning it up is I use an ice cream scoop. Now in this case, I'm probably gonna have to put about 2 scoops in each and then see how much I have left over before I can use all of the mixture. So I normally put 1 first in all of them. Okay. These are quite thick batter, so I know there's all the batter dispensers, pretty nifty ones that they have come up with. But honestly, when it comes to muffin butter, and you can see this one, it's really, really thick. I quite like this ice cream scoop. Okay. We're almost there. Almost to the last bit. Again, I like to scrape. And I think I got a lot more in some than others. And you got to be a little careful with this mixture, just because it's so fluffy and it gets so big that if you have too much on it, it might get that mushroom cup and it might go everywhere. That's also why I put a pin underneath my my muffin tins, just in case you got a little bitty accident. then you can, you know, kind of leave it into the pan and not have it all over your oven. Okay, that one has a little bit too much. I'm gonna put a little bit here, a little bit here. All right, it seems like I've done a fairly good job at making sure that they're all nice and even. Okay, so now this goes into the oven at 400 degrees for about 18 to 20 minutes. You gotta try to get it with a pick so that you know that it's cooked in the inside. So I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, well, muffins are done. They're pretty hot, but I wanted to show y'all what I meant with the pick. Okay, so I have a baking pick, but you can use a toothpick if you want to. So what you want to do is you want to insert it into the middle of the muffin and then lift it up and see if it's clean. And as you can see, it is perfectly clean. All right. So you do that in all of them, especially the big ones, because the big ones, and I go at an angle, sometimes you might hit a little chocolate, but see, this one came out completely clean. If you're not sure how clean it is, you take a towel and then you just, you know, not that you're not sure that it's clean, but you know, you can see what's going on the towel, and also you can clean it in between, hitting it to other muffins. Okay, so that you make sure that they're all cooked. Now I did cook these ones for about 20 minutes, and halfway through it I rotated the pan, because you know, ovens are evil. They have hot and cold spots, and some are going to be cooking more than others. Some of these ones got a little bigger than the other ones. I have like a couple of them that are bigger than the rest, and so they're going to cook not as even. So you want to rotate it. Everything has the same color and everything is cooked perfectly. So now enjoy. I hope you like this video, and I hope you subscribe to my channel so that you can see all of the other videos that I'm going to be posting, a variety of baking and cooking. So I hope you enjoy this one and you'll come back. Have a great cooking day.